Aloha kako. We are Hui MedQuest. In our group, we have Amber Camp, Nicholas Ireland, Yvonne Inseong Lewis, and myself, Amberleen Thompson. Our group has a wide range of industry work experience, from customer service to sales, and from education to healthcare. As a former contractor with Queen's Medical Center, I worked as an authorized rep to get patients approved for health insurance. The subject of our project is centered around MedQuest. MedQuest is a division of the state of Hawaii, more specifically, the Department of Human Services. MedQuest provides state health insurance known as Medicaid. Locally, we often use Medicaid and MedQuest interchangeably. Both terms still refer to the same health insurance funded by the state. MedQuest's division also provides assistance to other programs including Medicare and ACA, more commonly known as Obamacare. So how do you get MedQuest? First off, you submit an application by mail, in person, or online. Once they receive your application, MedQuest reviews the info you provided to determine if you qualify for health coverage. For a simple MedQuest application, these are the main criteria. They review your citizenship, state residency, your age, whether you have a disability, your income, and your household size. All of these factors are critical for MedQuest to make a decision on your eligibility for health insurance. After your application has been reviewed, you will receive a determination on whether you have been approved, pending, or denied. Pending applications would only indicate that more info is needed from the applicant. Then MedQuest will make a final determination of approved or denied. With all those criteria for applying, and with the ongoing COVID crisis, there are several recurring issues that come up with MedQuest. For instance, getting in contact with them is time-consuming as an applicant and as a benefit member. You could be waiting on phone lines for hours or emailing for weeks without a proper response. Second, finding the answers on your own can be difficult. The MedQuest website has lots of resources and helpful info, but links are not up to date, and the volume of information is overwhelming, especially if all you need is a simple answer. MedQuest also has their own set of challenges. MedQuest workers have commented on how difficult navigation is for their online application system. They grumble about how slow the system is and how often it crashes, causing significant delays in updating applications and working down their caseload. And on top of all these constraints, there's tremendous pressure from management to quickly clear through applications and caseloads, forcing many workers at MedQuest to resign. For our project, we have built a two-part solution, creating a user portal for applicants and current benefit members, and implementing a service console for MedQuest workers. We simplified the application process so that only the necessary fields are displayed for MedQuest criteria. We redesigned the website with sleek features and effortless navigation to the important information you need. And finally, we streamlined the case process for MedQuest workers to manage their caseload and to track their work through individual cases in a timely manner. And now it's demo time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. So I'm going to take you through a little case. We have Leilani Jones who wants to sign up for MedQuest. So we're going to take her through the process and see if we can get her into the system. So this front end is our website for MedQuest. Through this website, you can go through different features, find answers to frequently asked questions, contact MedQuest. We have some linked information here about COVID-19, things along those lines, but we'll get into this stuff in more detail here coming up. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and apply as any user. Hitting the application, apply now, will take us to our application pre-qualification submission. As Amberline said before, there are several factors within which people will need to qualify to be able to get approved for MedQuest. We built this to streamline the process of screening out not undesirable applicants, but applicants who wouldn't necessarily qualify. That'll save the agent's time with having to follow up things along those lines. They don't have to look through a complete 7-8 page application just to determine if they qualify or not. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick registration for Leilani Jones. Leilani makes $24,000 and she is the only person applying today. The rest of this information she may or may not want to provide: phone number, street address, things along those lines. We do check the other factors, whether she is a U.S. citizen or Hawaii resident. Obviously, it seems redundant, right? Are you legally blind? We assume that someone would be helping them fill out this application. I don't think they'd be doing it themselves, but you never know. And then, do they have a permanent disability? Upon collecting that information, we go ahead and submit it. And this brings us right back to our home screen. So if they need to look up additional information, things along those lines, they can. At this point, I would go ahead and go into our MedQuest hub. In the MedQuest hub, this is kind of the central nervous system of everything that we do as an agent. From here, we can see the reminders up here on the top right. Always check, add reason and type to your cases, refrain from using other support types, work down your queues and cases not touched within the last week. And oh, look at that, donuts on Kumu on Friday. Awesome, we expect our donuts here pretty soon. I'm not gonna say which of the Kumus is gonna provide that, but that is available to us. If we look at the assistant down here, we can see that within the last 30 days, we have quite a few accounts that didn't have any activity, so we probably should get to work. But for this demonstration, I'm only going to deal with Leilani. So I'm gonna come over here to the leads. I'm gonna go ahead and look for Leilani's lead. Oh, look, there it is up at the top. Oh no, and I just looked and I saw that she was declined, but we can also see that over here. So we look in here, we have our declination system, or status. The reason she was declined is she makes too much income. So I look down here, 24,000, that is above what the threshold is. As an agent, I would probably make a telephone call. She doesn't have her telephone on here, so I would probably go ahead and email her and say, hey, Leilani, I just noticed that you're disqualified, unfortunately, because of the amount of income that you have. Was it correct, or did you submit this by mistake? She would tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I actually fat fingered that. I should be making I only make 14,000. So, oh, great, thank you, Leilani. That helps a lot. Look at that, change the conditional approval. So now that we know, we can go ahead and proceed with that application. We can also check over here on the email. Oops. Sorry about that. So we can check the email. We do see that she got an email saying, aloha, Leilani. Mahalo for your interest in MedQuest. Based on the information you provided, you do not meet the basic requirements. This decision was based on the fact that you make too much income and at this time is not allowing you to pre-approve for MedQuest. So she would receive this email, giving her a little bit of insight. Also, that hopefully prompts her to call this 1-877 number, say, hey, you know what? I thought I qualified. I don't know why this is coming up. And then that can facilitate that conversation. Now that she's conditionally approved, we can go ahead and convert her, move her over, and then work with her from there. So we're going to go ahead and change her into an account. The account is basically what we call a household or family. Many families can have multiple applicants, multiple people that are trying to get approved for MedQuest. It could be, in this case, Leilani is by herself, but if it was myself, I would apply. I would probably include my wife. I would probably include my baby daughter, things along those lines. So we set up an account to track the number of people on there who those family units are and things along those lines. The application is where we go ahead and go through the process of determining whether they meet the needs to get MedQuest or not. From here, I can add applicants. So I would add anyone who is applying. There's a huge long list of questions. MedQuest is very good about getting different information right from you to make sure that you do qualify, things along those lines. I could also come in here. Leilani was nice enough to provide us some information. So just got her ID over here. Let me go ahead and upload that ID. I could say, oh, thank you, Leilani. Let me go ahead and verify your identification. I see you updated your ID. Let's look at that. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that's you, Leilani. That may not be you. So so did you accidentally upload someone else's ID? And she could probably say, oh, yes, I'm sorry about that. I did. And in order to go ahead and track that information, we actually have these milestones. So if her identity wasn't verified, which I checked and I said it wasn't verified, so I can come in here, I can make some notes, right? I can go, Leilani uploaded Lovin's ID, please request proper identity. These days I'll learn how to type. I could say that, let's go ahead and say that you did supply everything was good. I may not necessarily be the one who's working on this account the whole time. So these milestones are good ways of telling where things have left off. If I know that the income has been verified, the identity has been verified, then I only have to look at the health coverage section to determine what I need to do next. Once all those things are done, we can move it through the stages. We can go ahead and guess what, Leilani? We see that you've been approved, and we can move on to the self-servicing portion. So for that portion, Yvonne's going to go ahead and tell us a little bit about the portal and what's available to those people.
Hello, hi everybody. I will be going over our knowledge articles and our Keola. So like if Leilani has extra questions about something, like a quick question and answer, it's easier for her to just go on there and like get the answers for herself, especially like if it's after hours and no one can help her right away. So typically it can take 1 to 2 weeks to receive a response back from MedQuest. So how do you know what happens next? What else do you need to complete the MedQuest form? And what if you need help finding resources beyond just health insurance? On our user portal, we connect new applicants and benefit members to the answers they need. We do this by using knowledge articles and content management. So here we have application help, health plan information, medical providers, general resources, and community partners. Content management showcases our knowledge articles on the user portal. Knowledge articles help applicants, benefit members, and even MedQuest agents find the answers they are looking for. Internally, MedQuest agents can create and refer back to knowledge articles for common obstacles they encounter in cases. They can also create articles for the user portal. This helps to minimize the volume of calls and questions from applicants and benefit members, whether they have a simple question about who our community partners are, or if they are looking for additional answers about appeals. We feature our main resources directly on our homepage, so users don't need to go hunting around to find exactly what they need. So what if Leilani Jones wants to update her address, but doesn't know where to start? She checks the homepage for more details on how to update her benefits. To update her address, she needs to notify MedQuest immediately since the office is closed. She'll use Keola to notify MedQuest to her new address change. The first field, wait, let me go to chat. The first fields are autofilled with our user details, but we will go ahead and add our own subject and confirm our email once again. Okay. Filling out our subjects. And then we start chatting. The first, oh yeah, I just read that. Keolabot gives several options to choose from. Here she'll select report an issue. So we're going to report an issue. Okay, Leilani tells Keolabot what she wants. She'll let him know how her name and to update her address. Leilani. And then we'll add her full address on the chat, and then it will, so that the agent can see that information and directly update it. And just like that, we have a new case. We'll note our case number so that we can reference it later. So now we're going to transition to Amber, who will be completing our presentation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amber. Let's look at our cases. So for our MedQuest agents, we created a dashboard so that they can see important areas such as case reason. We'll make sure to refresh our report here on our dashboard. Here you can see that the most common case reason is for application status inquiries. Applicants want to know whether they've been approved or not. You also see that the second most common case reason is for update mailing address. So it seems that applicants are contacting us because they have moved since applying. On the dashboard, we also included caseload to show how many new and closed cases we have. You can see that we have a lot to work on. And lastly, we included a report for open cases that have not been worked in 2 days. Typically, at MedQuest and other case resolution jobs, your caseload should be cleared within 2 or 3 days, while also managing your new cases assigned to you. If the caseload for one team fills up with old cases getting resolved too slowly, then management may need to reevaluate how cases are assigned or bring on additional help. On the side here for easy access, we also added a launch pad directly on the homepage, and we included an assistant to help see the pending tasks that need attention. Let's take a look at our cases. Here, we can see a list of all of our recently viewed cases. Let's take a look at all of our open cases. As an example, let's explore the first case at the top. Leilani Jones, update address. This is the case created by Keolabot that we just saw. It looks like the customer is requesting a change of address. Let's get started. We can use this path here as our guide. We'll start the process of handling this case by filling out some case details. Case reason is update mailing address. So let's click edit. And then for description, we'll just put something easy like address update. Some cases may require more detail than this, but this one's pretty straightforward. Now we'll click save so that we can keep track of this case's status. While we're on this page, let's also go ahead and click edit so that we can add Leilani Jones as the contact. We also want to make sure we're using our case assignment rules whenever we're doing this. since, okay. Let's click on details, excuse me. And then, okay, now we can see all of the details for this case as it currently stands. Let's now navigate to the account tab and find Leilani Jones's account. Because we're already here in this case, we can go ahead and make this update. It's a pretty quick update. So let's go to details. And the request here is to update the address. The address information can be found in the actual chat transcript if you don't have it on your notes or if you don't remember it. Okay, well, the address is updated. Everything looks good. Let's go back to the case and close it out. To close the case, we'll just click close on the path, mark that status as complete, and then we'll celebrate. This celebration actually brings us to the end of our presentation. We thank you all for your time, and we look forward to your questions. Mahalo.